Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to be here. We have RVSL joining us. This is a project on Ethereum. So again, love the name here behind the project. And, as you guys can guess, the utility here, and they've already found some big ones. I think that the biggest winner has been Node AI, that these guys signaled around 9K, went up over 22 million. When projects sit dormant for a while and the chart's not getting volume, maybe the chart's not that active, it doesn't necessarily mean the project is dead, but a lot of the times people lose interest in the community. They don't stay as active. With a tool like this, you're able to get notified when projects start to see kind of that uptrend. And, as I said, I think it was 26,000% return on the Node AI signal that you guys gave. So pretty incredible stuff with that. And I actually personally, for me, not only is there that, but I think it's a great tool from a personal standpoint, not if you're looking to buy new tokens, but if you have old tokens in your wallet that maybe you've been sitting on for a couple of months, maybe a narrative comes back into the space that used to be popular, and all of a sudden your token starts to get some volume, right? So there's a couple of different ways that the tool itself can be built out for different types of investors, different types of people in the space, and that for me is what I liked about it. And again, there's a couple of different options that you can participate here. They have their monthly subscription, which is 500 tokens right now, roughly around $200. Then they have their lifetime, which is 1,500 of the RVSL token, which right now is coming around $600. And then they have their premium access, which is essentially free access if you're holding over 6K tokens within your wallet. So that's a little bit of a breakdown. Again, great name. I know our community was pretty excited about this one. So without further ado, Rabbit, I'll throw you the mic and you can go ahead, introduce yourself and introduce a little bit more about RVSL.
Yes, thanks so much for this introduction. I'm White Rabbit. A few years in crypto. I'm a tech guy. I do a lot of coding all my life. So we and a team, we got this idea about these tokens that, they are flat, they are dead, they seem to be dead or inactive. And something happens. Let's say there is Twitter, there's social media, some sentiment, some actions about, I don't know, a Trump, about Elon Musk, and so on and so on. And suddenly, the token with the same name that is about this sentiment or social media posts and so on can suddenly, out of ashes, can suddenly go up very, very high. As you can see, those top gainers at the moment shows these tokens that if you bought at the moment when you received a signal from our bot, you would had a chance to get this enormous percentage of the profit. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of interesting reversals. And keep in mind, we've just started. It's just a few weeks testing. It's just like 7 days or few days since we launched our token, and we already found, our bot found many very interesting tokens that did reversal. So they were down and now they are up.
For us here as a channel, I mean, even our community personally, if you go back probably even less than a week, you'll see a post from Caesar being like, hey guys, check your bag on this play. This is why we try and pick teams that don't just abandon their project, 6 months later, even if the chart's not looking that great. He's like huge X's. So like this tool would be perfect for somebody who buys plays that maybe don't just pop overnight, maybe kind of have the run up and go back to those development, but are buying into good narratives and good teams more often. I think like this type of tool is really something for a savvy investor. Or again, there's somebody who, if you're maybe not an investor, maybe if you're the outside looking in and you're just holding like RVSL, and all of a sudden you're getting signals to these plays that you weren't maybe even in the space for when they first initially launched, right? So like there's a couple different, like I said, there's a couple different ways in which I think people could utilize the tool for their own benefit. And that's what is pretty cool about it, in my own opinion. Yeah, so that's great. I
Yeah.
think what you guys have built has layers to the use case. So I'll throw you back the mic, if you wanted to dive into a little bit more on kind of how
Yes, sure.
I do want to first off start with a little bit on the token, just so people understand really the value of the token for the utility, right?
Yes, yes. So we launched a token on Ethereum network, and yeah, so it's not only the token that you can easily trade. We have 5% tax, and it's renounced and it's safe. But on top of that, you can use the token to get access to the unlimited uh, bot access. Because if you want to use a bot, you can simply go to the RVSL bot on Telegram. You hit the start button, and that's it. Immediately, you will start receiving notifications. Of course, notifications are like 20, 30, sometimes 60 times per day. So it doesn't mean it don't mean it's immediately, but you will start receiving many daily notifications. About the token, it's as simple as you can hit the upgrade to premium, and you have very clear instructions. If you want to try more than 24 hours, because the first 24 hours is completely free for everyone. If you want to try it more, you can get 30 days broad access. It's as easy as to transfer this 500 tokens to the wallet, and our system will automatically pick it up. Now, if you want unlimited access, you really like the bot and you want to use it a lifetime, you need 1,500 tokens. Again, you just simply transfer this amount to the wallet, and that's it. After a few minutes, you should have full access. So this is where the token plays a very important role. On top of that, as I mentioned before, if you hold 6,000 tokens, this is being built right now. The system that when you prove this is your wallet, then if you hold 6,000 tokens, you will also get unlimited access to the bot, right? So this is where the token plays important role for the whole project. Yes, you can also see I've already received some notifications. It happens now when the market is getting up. There is more and more this kind of notifications. If you see an example, this is the example notification. You will find a token name link to the Ether scan. You will get the market cap, the liquidity value, the current price, as well as how many buys or sells were in last 5 minutes or 1 hour. And you can easily go to the chart and see the current chart. You can also copy the smart contract address. You can check out the social links, as well as you can easily click and use the popular bots like Maestro Pro, or Bananagan. You can just simply hit the button and you will get this trade view for the selected token. This is example of notifications. Yeah, so I can say that we do the tech. You don't have to know the tech that much. We fetch like 120,000 of liquidity pairs created in past few years on Ethereum network. Then we scanned all of those and checked with tools like honeypots or other third-party tools to make sure this is not a honeypot, taxes are low, the smart contract is as safe as possible. So the filtered number of the liquidity pairs is around 20K. So you can see like more than 100,000 of liquidity pairs of tokens created in past few years were either rug pulls or scams or honeypots. So we took the safest tokens we were able to find, and now we monitor these tokens. What we do, we calculate, we use the math. We calculate the average price, standard deviation, and so on. We monitor the current price and the reserves of each of those 20,000 liquidity pairs every single minute. So we created the dedicated smart contract that allows us to do this very, very fast and quick check. Uh, with that, as you can see, there was a token that was, let's say, dead or inactive, and suddenly one buy showed up, right? And this changed the price. So we don't know. Sometimes it's just one single buy and that's it. But the other time, you would see a huge pump, and with our bot, you can find this pump uh, at the very, very beginning. So, as always, you always should do your own research. You should check social links. You should check everything you can before you invest, right? But this bot is a helper. Our bot is a tool that you can use to try to find some interesting reversals. Here's another recent example. The first, you can see the first signal for this example token was on market cap 50K. And then it went up to 93. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's much, much higher. If you see, for example, Node AI, we were there, our bot found it at around 9K of market cap. If we open it right now, few days or maybe weeks later, we can see 16 millions of market cap. Imagine if you bought this token with 9K market cap and waited till now. Yeah, you would be probably a millionaire right now. Of course, it's a top one example. It doesn't mean we found only this top one, because of course it happens from time to time. But if you see, if you check just past 7 days, you can see many percentage of potential profit if you invest in a token at the moment when the first signal showed up from our bot. That's just another example of the token. So you can see roughly how it works. So we do the tech. We display this signals for you, so you can try to find your entry of those tokens.
It's awesome. And again, like, you guys have definitely had some good examples. I know you're definitely going to give one of your gems. It makes sense that you want to showcase what it's capable of. But have you guys done some breakdowns? I know it's still in the earlier stages, but have you done some breakdowns on what like the averages you're looking at on some of these signals?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, in general, what we see is that the most or almost all signal at some point goes at least a little bit up right after the signal, right? Also, it's good to mention here that compared to the new launches, right, where you are trying to maybe be one of the first on the new launch. The new launches are very risky. These days, there's a lot of honeypots, delayed honeypots, rug pulls. It happens. It's over 80 or maybe even 90% of new tokens. So there is a chance to, of course, profit, but there is a huge risk of losing everything. And compared to this, the signals we receive from the bot are tokens that are there. They are tested, they are checked, and even if the price goes up and down, it's not that much down. So it's a different risk. You can invest in a signal, and if you're lucky, you can profit, of course. But if you are not that lucky, I think the risk of losing everything is really, really low. You may lose a little bit, but it's not like 100%. And on the other hand, if we see a lot of signals that went up, at least for the moment, then it's really good tool, and we hear that from the community. Many of users already are in profit, and we see also buys of our premium access to the bot, which is also a very good sign. So this is where we are, and it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning, because we have a plans. We want to extend this bot. We want to go to the BSC network. We are prototyping the Solana as well. There is a huge volume on this networks, and we see that there is a chance for the bot to be very active on test networks as well. So if you buy premium access right now, you will of course get also the access to this future update. And that's not all. Other than that, we want to create this kind of trading bot with some automated tools, maybe where you can auto buy when the signals shows up with some filters. It's all doable, and we are prototyping that as well. So should show up for you guys sometime in the near future.
That's really good because I come from a bit of like a sales background, and I always kind of compare like the click-through rates and like the sales funnel to, the more clicks or the more steps somebody's gonna have to take, you're gonna lose, a percentage of your audience or your potential buyers or pool every step through, right? So if you're simplifying that, if you're making it through the click of a button, I mean, that's really good for you, and it's also good, and it's good value for projects that you guys are signaling, and then that pulls in what you guys can do from a monetization standpoint on your advertising through the bot, if you guys kind of you just decide to go that route in the future. I know some projects don't want to advertise on their bots, some will, because it's a great way to monetize a little bit more for the project. So yeah, no, that feature would definitely really help with convenience. Now, I did want to go rabbit into a little bit about like the types of information essentially that you guys look for, or that it's pulling. Now, is it strictly like volume-based signals? Is it maybe scraping chats to see like the activity level is increasing? Like what features or factors, I guess would be the better word for it, are pulled into the analysis of the actual signals?
Yes, very good question. So at the moment, as I said, yeah, it's a pure math. We track these prices. We fetch this historical price. We created this scripts for our application that can receive historical data for any token. This works pretty well, and with math, we can detect when this current price at this very moment, at this minute, if it's changed compared to the previous prices. For example, when you go to the start and you have those basic settings, and you can select how sensitive, what's the sensitivity of the signals. For example, if that should work only with the short term, so should look at the just average prices for 7 days back, right? So we can enable or disable these signals, because sometimes you want to get as much signals as possible. But on the other hand, maybe you would like to receive signals only when the very old token suddenly starts to rise. So you would enable or disable these long-term settings when the 30 days back prices are taken into account to the math we do, right? And on top of that, we've had a lot of conversations, and we are thinking about extending that as well. And we all know how these days AI can attract the application or the system or the website, and we also have some interesting ideas. We need to prototype those before we announce anything, but it's also kind of on a table to on top of the math, try to use the for example ChatGPT, because we know how to feed ChatGPT with custom data like social media, current social media posts and so on, and we can try to ask ChatGPT to analyze and maybe suggest what would be the next reversal, even before first buys. We know it should be possible, so we'll be working on that as well. And if we can make it work, we will definitely announce it. But for now, the math does the job. It works perfectly. We find many signals, and as you can see on the top gainers list, it's really powerful and find really quite a lot of good signals as well. So quickly, there is also minimum liquidity filter when you can select if you want, any token above 1 Ethereum of liquidity, or maybe you would like to be interested in only in the biggest one, like the 100 Ethereum and more. You can select your favorite chart button, if it's DEX tools or DEX screener. You can also have this filter that only renowned contracts, smart contracts should show up. What's worth to mention is that we have a referral program. So it's very interesting because you can refer the link to the bot. You can share it publicly, and you can get some reversal tokens as a part of the income. So it's available only for the premium users. So at the moment, this is a trial account, so you won't see the referral link. But at the moment, I will change my test account to the paid one, and you will see that if I hit the referrals button, I'll get my personal reversal bot link that I can copy and share with my friends. So if they use the bot, and if they pay for the bot with tokens, I would get 10% of that in the tokens, and I will be able to withdraw when there's some minimum amount of tokens available for me. So yeah, you can also earn tokens if you share the link with others.
I mean, like that. I don't really have like that was a really good answer. Like honestly, that would be the best response for that. Like great answer. It's impressive stuff. I like that you guys are using the math, not just like trying to find trends or doing like there's some real numbers and logic fact going into the analysis that's being completed there. And I see what you're pulling up in terms of short term and long term now. That's really interesting for me. And I was hoping you could kind of go a little bit deeper on how you guys maybe categorize, or if you guys are going to structure the projects that are being signaled in a way that it's categorized, because meme coins obviously run up a lot quicker than utility projects. It's kind of like what I'm trying to get at. And I'm trying to figure out how you guys are going to classify some of those memes or utilities so that people can understand that are maybe less experienced traders, the price action or the profit taking behind that, so that they're making sure they're making money on these run-ups that you guys are finding.
Yeah. So if you're not that experienced, that we come up with kind of solution, or at least that might be helpful for anyone who would like to trade. So the first of all, we try to read the social links of the project. So you probably know that just a name of the token doesn't have to mean anything. It might be meme. It might be utility, right? We share the links to the Discord, GitHub, Reddit, Telegram, website, Twitter. This is the place where you should use your research. So you can click the links, and you can read more about the project. You can see how many Twitter users are there. If it's many users, if there are many followers, or maybe you would spot something. If you go to the Telegram, sometimes you may see that the Telegram is very active, and this is good. Other time you may see that the Telegram is fully botted, and there's nothing, no actions whatsoever. So that could be a red light for you. So website, you can see the quality of the website. The Twitter, is it active? When was it created? Is it fresh, like just a month ago, or was it created a year or 2 years ago, or is it older? This should give you a lot of information, so you don't have to be like a tech person, but that's what you can do. You can easily open the links, because this is the main source of the information about any project. So if there is no links, it's always more risky if you invest. But as I say, we try to scan these tokens with tools, with security tools, and it's not only on a pair creation in our system. Every time our bot sends any signal about any token, this token is checked again, because sometimes there is a token that is active but suddenly becomes a delayed honeypot, or there is a rug pull made by the bad actor, by the owner or developer. It happens, unfortunately. So before we send any signal, we do the double check. We check again if it's safe. Of course,
No, no.
yeah.
So, like, I have a question, like, because you're on a roll, which is great. But I had something like, when you guys are going through. I mean, like what you said, there's situations where there may be some mutable data within the contract potentially, or could be some flags that come up in your checks. But sometimes those plays can still do, like, 10,000% returns for people. So is there the situation or the one-offs where maybe it's a little bit higher risk, but just because of the numbers that you're seeing on the mass side, you may still put it through, but put it through and label it as something high risk, very short term, like make sure you secure profits, because it's just what you're seeing on the narrative and the potential
Yeah.
is very strong. So it might be worth the risk in that sense.
Yes, yeah. So I think this filter about this renowns, where you can skip not renowns tokens, this is definitely higher risk, because in most cases, when the token is not renowned, so the deployer or the owner of the project can still, let's say, modify taxes, can, for example, pause trading, or maybe disable sales, then it's of course higher risk. So this is something you can turn on and off uh, already. And we skipped any high taxes, right? It happens that there is a token with high taxes, maybe 10, maybe 15, maybe more. It might go up, but by default, we decided to skip those. So like if it's like 5%, roughly five, maybe 6 or 7, it would show up here. But if it's more, we completely disable this, and we do not track those tokens that are very high tax. So if you know, if community over the time, if community say we should enable those, of course we will consider this. We listen our community. They came up with ideas. They initially we charged per token, but we charged for the bot with Ethereum, and the community came to us and they said that we should do the token. We should use the token for payments. And actually, we did that. We listened to the community, and you can join us, but you would see this is a really good and really great community. We have a conversations. They come up with ideas. They share their ideas. They share their profits. They share their experience using the bot. Imagine they also explain to others, newcomers, how to use the bot. And if you know, if the team is away from the computer, they just explain to each other. And there are people that just share their, investment that they would like to change, like 1 Ethereum to 10 Ethereum with the bot, and they share daily statistics. And actually, it looks pretty amazing.
I mean, like that's another really important thing, right? Is education and knowing like how to really look at these types of plays, because sometimes when these reversals happen, like they're gonna hit their like they're really like the community wasn't often like the way I look at these projects that kind of fully die out or kind of very dormant is there was never really a lot of belief in what they were doing often in the first place, right? It's often these things happen in plays where it's like dev abandon or maybe more of like a short-term narrative, maybe a second mover, something like that just doesn't get the traction. So the belief a lot of the times from a community perspective isn't there. And then when you have these like crazy reversals, it's just the emotional, like the ecstasy almost that comes into play from like a happiness standpoint when you're involved in something like this, like the community factor when a play reverses, you'll often see the community 10 times stronger than it ever was in the first place. So like I think the education portion for newer people is important because they can play a role in those communities. And what I'm kind of getting at is the name reversal, like the RVSL name, as your community members maybe go out and get more active in these takeovers, these reversals, you guys will start having a really good name and reputation around the space, right? And that is, I think, you can't put a value on that. It's really important, I think, in that sense. So I know it's a little bit long-winded
Yes.
what I was saying, but as you guys educate your community and your community becomes smarter and stronger, and they go out into these reversal communities and understand how to add value, how to help these new people coming in, it's just going to strengthen those communities, which in turn should reflect back positively on, this project here, which is reversal. So it's kind of like that domino effect that you guys are hoping to create with a strong community in-house, because you do get a lot of
Yes.
exposure to different projects.
Exactly, yes, and this adding some additional maybe security or scanning information for users that are not tech users, so they cannot just analyze the smart contract to see if it's a honeypot, right? If there is anything we can add, we will add, and we want to add, so users can be as safe as possible, because there are so many bad actors out there, and it's really sad to see how much money we lose as a traders. We just want to be normal traders, and we want to be in the market and enjoy together. And there are so many bad actors. They create those honeypots. They create so many bad tokens. And with the board, as I say, we filter. We only display those as secure as possible tokens for you guys, so you can be a little bit more calm when you try to invest in the tokens from bot alerts. But of course, always do your own research. And I've just opened another example. Is just one of the recent signals. As you can see, there was a last year token launched, and then there was like no buys whatsoever, or very very low amount of trades, and suddenly the the new buys showed up. You can see on the chart, right? So it was very silent, and then suddenly it went up. It's a very, very good example. As you can see, the first signal from our bot, it was on a 15K market cap. Currently is over 70, it's almost 80,000 market cap, right?
Yeah, nice clean 5x plus on that. Now, is there like on the token assessments or the time frame, is there a maximum or a minimum, or sorry, not a, there should be a max, but is there more of a minimum amount a token or a CA has to be live for it to come into the radar of reversal? Or could a project be a week
Mhm.
old but kind of die off day one and then pumps almost on the 1 week mark? Would that be picked up, or is that too short? Because that's kind of a little bit pump and dumpy
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
early on.
yeah. So to complete this technical information, we not only fetch the old liquidity pairs, we also monitor the new creation of new pairs on Ethereum. So any liquidity pair that is created, we also scan it, we check it, and we store into our database, and we start monitor. So when you consider this, that on the land there is a huge pump, or there is a a strong price change, then let's say that after 1 to 6 days, even if there is a silence after the launch, our system cannot detect it, because the price change on the launch, on the first day, on a 0 day, it wouldn't fit to the math. It would have to be like 10 or 100 times more than on a lunch, which is very unlikely. But if it's a day 8, and we check with this short-term settings in our bot, and you have this selected, for example, low, medium, and high, and if it's an 8th day, and after first day there was no trades whatsoever, or very low amount of trades, and on day 8 there are new buys increasing the price, the math will definitely catch it, and show it as a signal. Worth to mention that, with this math, the math is the fastest possible way to track the signals. Even if we implement AI, if we track sentiments and stuff like that, it would be much slower, because there would be, like, fetching data from the social media, from the charts, then checking with for example, ChatGPT, or maybe our own model, and it would always, my understanding is that it will always be a little bit slower. And what we have right now, the math, is probably the fastest way to detect the signal. So you don't have to watch that chart. We do this for you. Our system tracks this pairs every single minute.
Considering the amount of data that you guys are compiling over there, like, pulling live pairs and then starting the tracking process. I mean, I don't need to get into future utilities or plans, but do you guys like, is there, I mean, snipers are a competitive landscape. It's tough because you said based on what you prefer to run, just high tax is often something that you guys avoid. And a lot of times you guys know how launches run. People try and run up the taxes so that they can, maximize their marketing wallet if they spend it. Otherwise, it just becomes a tax farm, right? So, like, are you
Yes.
guys, yeah, are you guys like, I get it. I completely understand why you guys avoid high taxes. That makes a lot of sense to me. But would you at any point look to go into the early stage to try and give like signals like on live pairs versus maybe older tokens so that people do have a chance to get in from the ground floor. And again, it plays into the community factor, right? If you guys have built up a solid community and have a good name, I think people would want your community or your members in there early. So, if you do a good job in this stage of the project, you can set yourself up to have a good reputation and grow into another sector, right? Or another space.
Yes, very good question. And while I was working on this math, on tests and stuff like that, I know that it should be possible to try to detect this, even fresh tokens, even new launches, where potentially you would be looking for the chart which is down right after like a pump. So let's say there was a pump, and now there is a dump, and potentially the very similar math we have here for 7 days, for 30 days, very similar math might work, and I believe it should be doable for those finding those dumps, right? Because I know there are some traders that are looking just for that. Right after pump, when there is a dump, there is a red, there are cells on the chart, they just buy, hoping there will be another pump, right? There are many different strategies, of course, but that's one of many ideas we have that we might be implementing here. So not only old or very old tokens, but also the recent tokens that are showing up that there was a pump, now it's a dump, and maybe it's a good time to invest. But as I say, with the fresh tokens, there is always this higher risk because it might be rug pull, it might be delayed honeypot, and these guys are top developers. They do so many things to hide this fact that they are going to rug pull, or they are going to stop the trading, and you would lose the investment. So with older tokens, it's less risky, right? While yeah, we might implement something like that. That the fresh tokens would also be monitored. We will see if the community would like to have something like that. We'll definitely consider and maybe create some prototype and maybe share some test results, and then see if users would like to have it maybe in more advanced way. We will definitely listen the community.
Then again, I think it plays into what you're doing right now. If you can establish a good base, really build up the education level and get a good name in the space, like you know, it, people will be much more willing, and you're going to cut off some of that slope that utility projects have to climb up, right? When they're working towards adoption. So, yeah, no, I like it. Your answers have been really solid. I love the emphasis on math. And I mean, the proof is there. You've had some great signals. I said, I think 26,000% on Node AI. I noticed when you had it up on the state,
Yes,
up. It's like up
yes,
to like 333,000 or like 330,000. I was trying to read it. I was like, holy shit, that's just
yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was a surprise for us as well. Because we had this idea, right? There must be some reversal tokens that we should track, right? And when we started our test, we were like amazed. Wow, it actually works. It was really nice to see, and we were more than happy to share that with everyone. And we want to push this project, of course, in a long term. So if you join our community, there is this little addition where there are notifications from our bot about some tokens that actually are already are already going up. Let me find some example for you. It happens every now and then, where you can see, just join the community, and even if you don't have the bot, or you don't want to try, or you're just waiting to try, look on our official community, which is the reversal ETH on Telegram, you will see those notifications. For example, there's a token that increased in price at some threshold, for example, 100%, 200%, and so on. And you would see this information. This is completely free. This is shared with everyone. This shows how this bot works on daily basis. And there are many, many notifications like that. And then if you like it, you can open the bot, you can try it by yourself. You can make your own opinion. You can try and see signals by yourself, and then decide whether you would like to extend the use with paying 500 tokens for the month or 1,500 tokens for the lifetime access. And as I say, it's just the beginning. We have experience. We have other projects like Stongsbot, which is the trading bot on a ton network. We do stuff like that. So we have experience with the trading tools. This is just an example. We did that in the past, and we will implement trading functionalities to the reversal. One more thing, as I mentioned, we received the tokens for the premium version of the bot. So it's transferred to our wallet, and what we do is we burn the tokens immediately when we receive it. So as you can imagine, this works pretty well with our chart, with our token, and this is the long-term plan to do that constantly.
That. And it's good to know that you also have some experience with regards to like the other side of the trading equation on the bot side. So yeah, again, personally, I'm just a big fan of the concept. I mean, I did, we've talked about a lot of the signals and projects, but if, for example, like, is there a way that you guys could do it where a user could connect their wallet to the bot, and anything that they're holding within their wallet, if that starts to move or show price action, they could get like alerts or notifications set up? I don't know if like, it would have to be done through an extension or a web app or something where push notifications could be driven. But that for me would be, again, one of like the potential use cases or scaling of the product in the future. That's something that I really am interested in learning your thoughts and kind of your thought process, if that would be something you'd be interested in doing.
Yes, that's really good question. I think the sky is the limit. We have a lot of experience in crypto, in tech, building bots, building web dashboards, and really, it's a really good idea what you say. When we implement any trading functionalities, we obviously add something that would track those trades made by the bot, right? So option to add this, users tokens to be monitored sounds like a straightforward thing to us. So we are going to do step by step more things. We have really nice and interesting partnerships coming. We will announce very soon. And it's, as I say, it's just the beginning of the project, and we are here for a long term. So I welcome anyone to try the bot. It's free for first 24 hours. You can try it. You can see the signals, and if you look at the market right now, we had a very bad, not so great 2 years, let's say. And what's happening right now is something that we see more and more alerts from our bot every single day. So the movement on the market, the bull market is helping the bot to find even more and more interesting tokens. That's why we we spend our funds, we spend our time, we invest our time to build this project, and we that's the plan. We want to do it long term, and make it even better than it is right now. And it's pretty good, as community says. It's pretty good already.
No, it is. It really is. And that for me, I know what the tool is used for, but immediately when I heard the concept and like what you guys have applied it to, I started thinking, well, shit, like I miss a lot of bags that I'm holding. It'd be really cool if, you're holding 20, 30, 40 tokens, you set this up, you plug it in, and, anything that's linked to your wallet that starts to show or pop up in your signal base, as long as it's not like too high tax or, fits the criteria that you guys are looking for. I mean, that would be a really cool feature. And I mean, that would be definitely a selling point in terms of getting people to come in and try it, because not only now are you finding new tokens, but you're giving value back to people based on stuff that they already have in their wallet. So like that's a
Yeah.
really cool aspect, I think, of where you could go with it in the future.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be only the Telegram, right? It can be also a web dashboard where you can open the browser, you can configure your wallet with, let's say, MetaMask, and you may see that you invested, or our bot invested for you automatically, and you can see your profit and loss, and stuff like that, where you can get even more informations about your trades, about this reversals, about the tokens, because the Telegram has its limits, where you can display some information, but if it's too much, then Telegram would just wouldn't allow you to send a message to the user. So with the dashboard, with the web dashboard, we would have like this information. And on top of that, we can display a lot more information that you may see in other maybe analyzer bots. I know this pretty good dev from the rig bot, and we talk about what else we can analyze, what else we can display to the user about the smart contract, anything that can help user to do own research, especially if you are not tech person, right? Uh, we try to do it for you, so you can make your decision easier. And I think it's important for us also, you to be safe. We see a lot of people losing money, and I think displaying information of filtering bad tokens, I think it's one of the top priorities for us. We do not want you to find a scam with our bot. Of course, we do our best, but it may always happen. But we are working on that, and it's a very focus for us to skip these bad tokens and to inform user about any potential risk. That's why you may see this buy tax, sell tax. Some users wouldn't invest in any token that is more than zero tax. So you can see that information here, right? If it's like 5% or 0%. So we do that already, and we will keep that. We will keep that for the future. We want you to be safe in this crypto crazy, sometimes crazy place. Yeah, we want you to be safe as much as possible.
And for me, it seems like you guys have a good experience. Seems like you've definitely done some good level of trading in the past, and understand the value of not just necessarily chasing every live pair. And like I said, oftentimes if these reversal happens, the community and the narrative that you're going to get on the second time around, even if it's shorter term thinking and like dev abandons something, oftentimes if the community survives, it's going to survive stronger than it ever was before. So I think, just based on that mentality alone, what you're targeting and the type of communities that you're going to go after, if you do a good job finding those plays and finding those signals, like it's going to really benefit just the brand name and like the recognition like Reversal gets in the space. And I know it's not like traditional business where maybe that stuff, doesn't hold as much weight, or maybe people think it doesn't hold as much weight. But you just touched on it. Trust and safety is, very tough thing to come by in this space a lot of the time. So if you
Mhm.
established a good brand and a good reputation, I mean, that does, in my opinion, go a long way and give you a lot of flexibility when it comes to scaling, and you're not going to have the complaints and like the people in your chat every day asking when marketing, when this, when that. They're going to be patient and allow you
Yeah.
guys that time to build because
Yes.
you've kind of set them up well. So yeah, it's really good.
Yes, correct. And this is what we do. This core values. We don't want to cheat. We don't want to rack pull. We don't want to scam. We are the opposite. We want to give you a tool that you can use and you can use it safely. And we want you to share with us with your comments. We ask community to do that. We listen the community. And what we are talking about partnerships. We set up some partnerships, really nice partnerships already. We will announce very soon. But we talk with this big players, right? And when we talk about it and we explain what we do and how we do, they are very interested in the project, right? Even if we are just like 300, 400 market cap right now, the chart is the chart, but the utility is the key here. So chart, of course, helps, but good utility, and there's people come to us and they say they want to support us. This is something really, really what we love, and we want to do the same. We want you to trust us and use our bot safely and make profit, be safe here.
I guess within like what you're building out now, if somebody's using your tool, your bot there, is there the ability for somebody to track their own statistics, or like what are you guys building? I guess the better question would be, what are you building up on the back end to just enhance the user experience? Maybe a dashboard, maybe a portfolio manager, so people can check and see their own statistics throughout their usage of Reversal.
Yeah, many ideas on the table. When we will set up these trading functionalities, you will of course see your trade history. You will see some additional information about token you invested. So you may see, for example, if that was the good moment to sell, or maybe if you would wait, that would be even better. Also, as I mentioned, with dashboard, with web dashboard, we should be able to show to the users even more information with more details, with maybe more, I don't know, let's say charts of multiple tokens, maybe some extra buttons that with Telegram wouldn't be possible, or wouldn't be that user friendly, and with user dashboard it should be possible. So we have this initial statistics for, let's say, two areas. One is when you have a reversal signal, and our system, our math, can repeat the signal for the token. And like this one, the first signal was at some market cap, and then after some minutes, sometimes hours, you may see the signal again. So for example, we track those signals and we display the signals to the user. So this is one statistical element we have already. The second one is, of course, the top gainers. We hear from the users that maybe we should display even more data, but believe me, the list of tokens that were profitable right after our signal is really, really long. We wouldn't have a space here in a Telegram to display all those tokens where They are more than 0% profit. And with dashboard, with web dashboard, we will be able to display even hundreds of tokens with its values. And sometimes you may try to find repeated reversal when some token went up, then went down again, and maybe you can track it as well. So this is something that we have in our database, and it's a matter of displaying it to the users. So statistical information, it's there, and we will also listen to the community if they want to see more tokens or if they would like to see more details. We will definitely consider this and build for the users. Sure.
Some awesome questions from the community on this one. Seems like they're really enjoying the presentation you're putting out, Rabbit, myself included, man. Like this is really good stuff. I personally love when there's a visual element because I can pull up the, your screen in a bit full mode and kind of follow along as you're talking. So for me, even as a host, it definitely makes the AMA much more interactive and enjoyable. And yeah, what a crazy chart that thing is. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's our top. That's our top one. Node AI, the token that our bot found on $9,000 market cap, which is now, look, it's 18, and it was even higher. It was around 30 millions at some point. Look. So yeah, it was tracked by our bot. It was as simple as to invest and to try. And there are many, maybe not that big PAMs, but there are many other tokens that have this potential to go up. And with our bot, you can see the signals. You can do your own research. We of course help with those information about the token. But if you decide to invest, you might get and join the pump like this one, right? It happened, right? It's a fact. It happened. Our bot found this on 9,000 market cap. So yeah, for us, it's definitely useful tool, and we of course welcome everyone to try it. We are very unique. Imagine that we couldn't find any tool like this in the industry, in the crypto, in Telegram bots, in other websites. We couldn't find it. It's like, I think we're the first or one of the first who did it actually and did it well. It works. So I think we can say it's pretty unique, and enabling more networks in a near future should also bring even more people. Imagine when we have this for Binance Smart Chain, when we have it for Solana. We know there are people waiting for us to enable Solana because of its popularity right now or in past months. And this year will be very interesting for maybe not only, as I mentioned, we're part of the team of the Stonks bot, which is a trading bot for the Ton network, and we see the Ton network is getting more and more attention these days, and it may skyrocket this year. We'll see, of course, but yeah, we might consider enabling Ton network as well. Why not? We'll see.
I think obviously Solana is not a bad choice considering how many projects launch and kind of ultimately die out. There could be some good potential for reversals on that chain. One, I got to give a shout out to another project that you guys have had featured as one of your top, which is Grok with a Q at the end. I know the guy who actually runs that project personally, and he's a great dude, JB. So yeah, Grok AI with a Q down at the bottom. Yeah, JB's a great dude, and he's been trying to keep that thing alive for a long time. Or is that the
Not
right one? It might be the
not
different one,
sure.
actually.
Not sure.
I don't know if there's an AI in the one that
Yeah,
I
but
know, but
always keep in mind, guys, if you are new in crypto, there are always clones of the tokens. If there is a one successful token with like Node AI name, you are more than sure, you are 100% sure there will be more copies of that, and they will have the same name, and they will definitely scam you. So always be careful, do your own research, because the copies are very often scams or rug pulls or honeypots. So it's very common that there is one main token that is very successful, but unfortunately, bad actors, other developers, or just maybe script kiddies, they just create smart contracts which are fake, which are scams, which are honeypots. They use the same token name or very similar, and they will try to scam you. So we don't know if that's the correct one. I don't know, but always do
Just
your
double
own
checked, and
research.
it's a different one. It
Double
was
check.
scaring me because I
Yeah.
saw the 35K
Yeah.
market cap, and I'm like, it was at like 500 when I checked it like an hour ago. What happened? So yeah, no,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
good. I found the other one, but
Cool.
whew,
Cool.
a
Yeah.
little bit of sweat there on my brow, because that one it was the same though, because like it was dead. Let me see. I'll go back to the chart. It was pretty dead, pretty dormant. It launched in December, I think it was, sat pretty dormant, had a little bit of up and down, and then out of nowhere on the 19th of February just started to boom and then went back like over 1 million. And people who were holding it, like one person mentioned, hey, this is mooning, and then a bunch of other people I know that were holding it were like, oh shit, I still got a bit of that. And then everyone started to check. But your tool would be like, without having maybe a friend or having those connections, like your tool is kind of a way to stay connected in a sense without maybe having a deep network.
Yeah, so look, this is the exactly example. So the correct one, the main one token went really nice. We really went to the millions, and in the similar period of time, the other one with similar or maybe the same name also started to go up. And maybe it's just another token. Maybe it's not a scam. It's just a coincidence. It's the same or similar name, and it went up together with the big token. And as you can see, our bot found it, signaled it very very early, and yeah, even tokens like that could be potentially profitable for you. But as always, do your own research as much as you can, of course.
That's exactly it, right? And as long as you guys are making sure people are aware, signals are not endorsed calls on behalf of, the reversal team, and it's just opportunities. That's ultimately what tools are supposed to be used for, right? Give people a leg up or an advantage, or if you're maybe, not used to using some of these tools, just put you at an equal playing field with other people in the space. And yeah, no, personally, big fan of this one, and what it could potentially scale out for.
Yeah, awesome, amazing. Yes. About the security, I always want to talk about security. I really hate scammers. I really hate those bad actors. But I monitor this, and I can see that there are groups of people. They literally create bots that do something. They might all even work with AI, and still they are like delayed honeypots, and this is really really sad. So even if you see a project with a Telegram bot that seems to work, always try to look for some additional signals or bad signals about the token, like disabled community chat where no one can chat or stuff like that. So yeah, please stay safe. Always stay safe. Do your own research. And we believe in our project. It's a safe project. It's a long-term project. Our smart contract is renowned. We cannot rack pull. We cannot modify it. So it's there, and it should work really nicely. And yeah, as I said, we invest a lot of our time, and we want to share our experience with you guys. Yeah, hopefully you will like the bot. Feel free to
Yeah,
try
no,
it.
I really do like the concept and everything. I'm gonna have to kind of give it test myself. I know you guys have that 24-hour period that you offer for people. So
Yes,
yeah, I'm
yes.
really excited to go in there and test it out. I'm kind of waiting for Buck to get back. He's on vacation. He's back tomorrow. Him and I, when we often go in, we try and do those things together so we can kind of compare and
Yeah.
run feedback. So yeah, he's back tomorrow, and we'll probably jump in there on Friday or something to get a feel for it. But I do have a few questions. I know we've run over the standard 60 minutes that we normally do, but if you have maybe 10 more minutes with us, I would love to get into a couple of community questions there, Rabbit, if you could.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I'll
Yeah,
start off with
no
just a quick,
problem.
quick, simple one here from Otto. He's just asking about like support on the bot in terms of like if you're looking to use it, like if you're having issues, how quickly do you guys respond? Is there a separate chat or channel that people have to go into? Are admins from the direct Telegram able to do like troubleshooting for users on the bot? He's just looking for kind of like live service or customer support aspects.
Yeah. Few core team members. We're almost always there. There are also moderators that helps us, and they can immediately answer, or they can forward to us. But we are very active. So even if you don't get the answer in like literally 5 minutes, it shouldn't be much longer. We keep track of the community chat, and we do our best to react as soon as possible. So yeah. So we are the three of us, the core team, and we all can answer any questions or issues. The most common issue is that in the upgrade to premium, there is this notification, or we ask users to transfer a specific amount of 500 tokens, 0.000 something, and this something is a hash number, which is a hashed ID, user ID, that our automated system can easily attach the payment of the tokens and the account. So I think it's the most common issue we had lately. Few people just forgot about it, and we reacted very quickly. We set this premium accounts manually when they confirmed owning their wallet. So yeah. You please join. You can experience yourself, and you can try. If you have any questions, we are here. And yeah, please feel free to ask any questions. We track the community channel all the time.
Love that. And then I have another one here. I'll probably do my two quick questions directly from the audience, and then I'll get two hands up to close out. It's nice to have that back and forth discussion at the end of the AMAs. Okay, so this one's from XO. Curious, but yeah, I like this. So does the team, considering that you guys are able to find and identify some high gain signals on these reversal projects, do you intend to create a treasury where potentially the reversal team is actually investing in some of these reversals themselves and, generating additional funds for the project to be utilized for development? I mean, obviously you guys would determine how that is, but that was his question.
We are open for that. We might do that in the future. Actually, the idea is pretty interesting. If that's something that can help us with funding development, or maybe just sharing the profits with users, I think it's all on the table, and we can consider that in the future. Why not? Sure.
The second question he had three, I'll read two of them, is what's the customization in terms of setting parameters for the search from a time frame perspective? So the example he gave is, could I go back to example March of 2021 and search from March of 2021 to March of 2022 to see which tokens deployed there? And like that would be kind of his parameters for a search.
That's interesting. So in general, we have all data in a database. It's a matter of how we can display it for the users. So now it's automated system which tracks, which monitors the price, which calculates stuff and generate signals. What we are thinking about is something that we might enable, that maybe we could give the users opportunity to find some tokens that are old tokens, currently inactive tokens. So possibly the users themselves could, maybe start a pump or something similar. So they could, see old tokens with a date of creation, and maybe some advanced search. Maybe it should be in a web dashboard. We will create something like an extra widget that, hey, search old tokens that might, reversal in the future. And it's doable from our perspective. So we will talk to community when we we'll be building the dashboard. Yeah, why not? It sounds really interesting. So that might be one of the things we will also implement.
Good. I like that. And Gringy, a couple good questions there from you today. He did have another one about potentially implementing a subscription model in the future as you scale your market cap. Right now, obviously, the iterations of tokens aren't too pricey, but should you 20x your market cap, that $200 becomes like 4,000 on a 20x, right? So just keeping that in mind and potentially being able to add in a subscription-based model where somebody
Mhm.
pays in a stable coin or Ethereum that doesn't have any impact on a chart could be a way to just continue adoption at a certain point should you get there, right? So that was kind of the other
Yeah,
part, but I know you guys are likely thinking of that. I think most teams
yeah,
understand
yeah. Of
the
course. Yeah,
math
we'll. Yeah.
side of that.
Exactly. We will adopt. We will, when it's needed, we will, for example, decrease the number of tokens needed. If the market cap is too high, of course, this is what we will do. So the token, the bot access is affordable for our users. Sure. Yeah, we are monitoring this already, and we will action when it's needed. Sure.
Good. So I'm gonna get a couple live up here, Willie. I know you had a few that you sent to Vlad. If you want to just throw your hand back up, we'll get you. We'll maybe try Space Cadet and try maybe Benova or Sue. We'll see whose mic works. Just try a few different people today. Hey, what's up? So yeah, you can go ahead. I think TG's having some glitches. Space has been dropped like 4 times, it seems like. So you could just take the mic so we get a good flow going.
Cool, cool. Hey, White Rabbit, great presentation so far. First of all, I'm not going to be able to top the question or the suggestion given by Maurice on analyzing your wallet, the user's wallet. Yeah,
Sue
sorry,
got
I
dropped.
got dropped.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So I was saying, yeah, that's a great suggestion there, Maurice. That's gold. The amount of dust I have in my degen wallet, and most of it is not listed on CMC, so Trust Wallet doesn't show me the price of anything. So if something in there was ever to move, and this bot could give me a notification on that,
Wouldn't
that
even
would be
know at this
priceless.
point, right? Exactly. So like that
Yeah,
for me
yeah.
is like a huge potential future use case because I don't really know any. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure of any products out there that exist, right? You guys are doing a good job on the signal so far. So if you could just keep growing the community and then expand the use case a little more, like that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think if we when we enable these trade functionalities, and we will display, of course, profit and loss. But on top of that, it should be easy to also monitor this. So if you bought during the signal, and maybe auto buy, and where we track this, and we should be able to enable notifications. Let's say that you forgot about the buy, and after a month or a few weeks, this this token you have in your wallet maybe skyrocket, and you will get this notification that the price changed. You have this and this amount in your wallet attached to the bot, and we may be able to display this notification. It also sounds straightforward to us to do. So as long as we are ready with these trading functionalities, we should be able to extend it with stuff like that, with tracking this your wallet, for example, and your buys, and maybe even we would allow you to add a custom token, not necessarily bot through our bot. I think it's also on the table, and it also might be offered by us. It's doable.
Yeah, no, agreed. So a couple of questions I had. Now, I really love the idea, and I can see it working flawlessly while it's new. But what I'm thinking is once it gets too famous, once it has too many people subscribe to it for its own good, do you see a possibility where people now recognize that there are these bots out there who will catch transactions on the blockchain and then try to play the bot, right? It could be the project team itself who will make it appear as if there is some sort of a movement happening, there's some sort of a reversal happening on their own project's charts, but it's in fact only the team manipulating the chart, so it gets picked up by this bot, and then the entire community starts buying it, only for the project to just dump their tokens. Do you see something like that happening in the future if it gets like too big for its own good?
Yeah, so to be honest, we see that already. It happens. There are wallets that just track some old tokens, and they just, make one buy and hoping that there will be more buys. So when you see the bot, our signals, you will see also this notification, this information about how many buys were made. Look, there was some token that in last hour, just one buy showed up, and if you open the chart, possibly there's just that one buy, right? So if you see something like that, you should see this yellow, maybe red light, that maybe you should not invest in that because there is just one buy. On the other hand, if you notice there are multiple buys and you open the chart and you see that mempool buys, green mempool buys coming, then that's the opposite. That's a great signal that there are many people joining right now. So to answer your question, it's happening right now. We cannot do really anything about that. And we know there are some groups, they can create like a short pumps. So there might be some private Telegram groups. They just, gather and say that we will invest in 10 or 20 people in this or that token. And of course, our bot will catch those because it's a math. And as always, do your own research, because you may find really good pumps, long-term pumps, but you will also see this just one buy or 2-3 buys, and that's it, right? But you need to create your own strategy. So what you see and when you invest, based on what factors? Is it just a signal from the bot, or maybe you should do something else? See the amount of buys made already. Look at the chart from the zoom out, and maybe check the Telegram and other stuff. The links are there, information are there, the chart link is there. It's just for you to use the details for your own research before you invest, right? Always do your own research.
Yeah, no, agreed. I think as you keep developing this bot to add more stuff in it, one of the things could be to sort of combine the blockchain transaction data with some sort of, you were talking about sentiment analysis and stuff. So getting more information from the social media handles, the pinned posts on the project's Telegram groups, something that explains the movement of a seemingly dead project all of a sudden. If there is something to back that movement, in a token's price, like maybe they just released a utility which took a very long time, or they decided to burn tokens, or some new marketing campaign was announced, some sort of information in this very notification along with the transaction data that would sort of give users more confidence in as to what they're actually getting into.
Yes, correctly. Yes, I mentioned about that some minutes before. So there is this concept we have on a paper already, where we would track those sentiments on Twitter, on social media, that we would then feed maybe ChatGPT, maybe our own machine learning tool, because we can create our own tools as well. But of course, it's costly and it requires very good hardware. Anyways, it's to able to feed the AI, these days AI, with the content from the social media, and then ask, like a ChatGPT query, ask about, do you see potential reversals? Do you see the sentiment that has just started because it wasn't there before? And maybe, for example, everyone is talking about, there was the case from last week, I think it was Ivanka Trump or Donald Trump or Joe Biden, and so on and so on. So if our tool can detect this coming up sentiment, then we might be able to match the tokens we have in our database that we monitor that are dead. And suddenly we can try to match. Look, AI thinks that this is the new sentiment. Then we try to match the token names, for example, and we might be able to display this information to the users with information. Hey, look, this is the sentiment, and maybe this or that token maybe would make reversal. Maybe we'll start, maybe there will be a pump very soon because we found like multiple tweets about some sentiment or a topic. This is on the paper, but we know how to build that, and sooner than later, very likely we will do that as well. It's a long term plan, because we have much more to do before that, but it's on the table as well. Yes.
Great. Just one last question, and this is just numbers. Now, in the last 7 or 15, or you can take any time frame. If you have the data, what is the number of calls this bot has made, and what percentage of those signals would you say have made at least a 50% move?
Yeah, we are preparing this data we want to share with the users. So at the moment, I can say what I see in a database or in the analysis I do myself, let's say. So there's many of the even recent signals that were profitable. So after the signal, there was a price going up, right? I say it's most of it, but the number, the specific number, we will have, and we will share that information with the community. So yeah, please, you're welcome to join the community and just watching the announcements. We will definitely do something like that, because it's not only you asking about this this summary, right? This statistics. So for now, we see that we see like the most of it is profitable. But to give you specific the correct numbers, we will prepare this very soon, and we will share that with community for sure. Yeah. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate all your answers, and wish you all the best with this.
Thank you, mate. Yes, thanks.
Thanks, Maurice.
Thanks, Sue. So we'll go here. I got that quick one. Willie wasn't able to jump on the mic, so I'll just read his question out here. We covered one that Sujay went into with regards to the kind of the front running or market manipulation, volume manipulation by teams. That definitely is a problem that exists, not just because this bot's here. It still exists. I mean, I'm seeing groups
I know groups who will kind of talk about, yeah, let's try and revive this. And I mean, I've seen Caesar call some of them out before in the past. So definitely a problem. And yeah, like even being able to identify, like, we go to the track and the wallet side. Well, if you know who these groups are and you see like those wallets linked to some of the buys, well, like that could be a red flag or a stay away from this kind of signal. So just to touch on that quickly. And then this one's from Willie. It was already touched on by Maurice a little bit in terms of maybe buying into projects that are being given signals for on behalf of the team. Maybe a better idea would be to have a general pot that essentially utilizes a percentage of the taxes to purchase small amounts of tokens that are signaled. And then, you could grow that tax fund to ultimately make more money for the project. So that was a suggestion, just a furthering of a suggestion to what we kind of discussed, and it was all based on like data, because everything you guys would look at is
Yeah.
based on the math and not subjective. He was curious if that would be something you'd look at.
Yeah, yeah. So about your first question, look, it's happening already. So there are people, there are wallets that can start, they can buy this old token, and it will show up in our bot, right? And well, we can track those wallets. We can flag somehow, maybe with some like red light or maybe a triangle. It's doable, but remember that these users may change the wallet easily, so it would be difficult long term. And secondly, even if it's that that personal wallet that is trying to create a pump and be the first, I noticed some actions like that, which actually generated a pump. So the first wallet exit with profit. But after that, there were many buys, and many other wallets, other users were in profit as well. You can see that we can try to flag this, but it would be very difficult to create a tool that is 100% like, okay, this is definitely the fake buy, it will exit right after your buy, right? There are many scenarios, but it's a good idea. We will definitely make an attempt to track those wallets, and we'll see if flagging it somewhere in the signal, in an alert, would make sense in the long term, right? So that's a good thing. Thank you for your suggestion. About the second thing, yeah, as I mentioned before, this is on the list. We will talk about it with the team, with the community. Let's wait for this automated, or at least the trading functionalities, before we talk about this. Maybe something like that. So the bot would buy automatically for the team, maybe share the profit, anything like that. Yeah, that's on the table.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that from you. And again, I appreciate you giving us the extra time. I know we only schedule these for typically about 60, maybe 75 minutes. I mean, utility projects, I always say, it's tough to
Well,
break
thank
them
you.
down. Yeah, no. So again,
Yeah.
it's been really enjoyable. I know it's later in the day, but from my end, I think, we've gone through a lot. I know we couldn't get everybody's question in, but for me, the next step would just be jump in the Telegram, go through your research. They just dropped and published their white paper today, which I did put up in our update, reminder post. So you can now find it on the channel. But if you're on the website, you can find it on the website as well. So white paper just got published. Great place to kind of start. If you have any additional questions, if you just want to deep dive it a little bit more, kind of go back there. But really enjoyable presentation from you, Rabbit. I like the concept. The name is good. You guys have obviously found some gems out there, based on the numbers you showed us. So I'll throw you the mic just to, close out on behalf of Reversal, but great presentation. Just, thank you again for coming by.
Thanks so much for invitation, and thanks everyone who wanted to listen about this project. And yeah, feel free to try our bot and make your own opinion. Thanks so much. Stay safe, everyone.
Stay safe. Have a great rest of the day.